All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Hunter. Episode 77. Yeah.
The
and
queen ant thing.
Yes, we have the Chimera Ant queen who is
brooding.
giving birth. Yes, literally brooding in a cave for her brood.
Mm-hmm.
Of one.
That's right.
Of one. A brood of one.
The queen is going to give birth to the king.
Okay.
All right. It's not as strange as Saber's son. So,
That is true. But in this case, we have two very separate storylines going on. They are going to converge at some point, probably.
Right.
But there's some really interesting implications as to delving into more of what hunters do. Since we have Kite in the story now.
That's true.
And his character represents maybe a different side of hunters that we haven't really seen before in the story. If anything, we haven't really gotten in depth into the hunter organization since the hunter exam
That's
arc.
true.
And even then, we didn't really go in depth into the hunters themselves because it was about Gon and Killua taking the exam with
We just knew that
and Leorio.
There were some hunters that cooked and some hunters that, did other things.
Right, but now we might find out more.
Yes.
And in relation to this potential Chimera Ant threat.
Yes, impending doom.
Yes, and they said something like horrifying terrors or something like that are on its way. All right.
Should be entertaining.
Sounds good. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. This gross brood queen. You must give birth to the king.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ugh. All right, we're not supposed to look at this.
No opening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
We're going to get really familiar with that little patch of sand and the water lapping up against it.
No. I think it's more of a patch of shore.
Genius. And that's what that's one of the cards they brought back from Green Island. So it works
Whoa, you're
perfectly.
right. Yeah.
Whoa, no way. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. 10 out of 10 Hunter opening reaction bits. Well, it's great, actually, because this part we're not technically reacting to the bit there.
Right, exactly.
We're hearing the music and stuff, and I can only speculate as to, what's in the opening. But thinking about the conflict potentially being centered around some kind of, class 1 quarantine outbreak of Chimera Ants. There's all kinds of really crazy things that could be.
I'll bet the opening shows the king. That's the real issue.
Oh, sure. I'll bet, if anything, it shows more of the type of conflict that it's going to be.
Sure.
All right. Sounds like it's wrapping up. And let's bring it back up. Okay. Here we go. We got this ominous forest and lake combination here. Yep. Right.
Let's go fly a kite.
Biological surveying. So it's very apropos that he's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Camp Tiger?
No, what's that? Interesting. What? What the heck?
Huh. Cool.
Dang. So, really intelligent species out there.
Yeah.
Right. So he's surveying it, essentially. We're going to learn about what they do and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what a class 1 quarantine means.
Whoa. No one at all.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, something's not good about them.
Because all the ones here are dead.
Okay. Awesome. That makes sense.
Jing's actually one of them.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Gotcha. Kind of like these guys in a way.
Yeah.
Cool. New characters. I love Hunter character designs. They're always so like all over the place, you know?
Yep. And
we got this Winnie the Pooh looking like guy here.
Kids, one of them has white hair.
Yeah, it could be dyed.
Sure. Oh, he doesn't quite seem human.
Yeah, the nose is a little bit
Spin. Quo. Okay. They're like, hold on a second.
They're like, Nani?
No, I'm a son of the Zoldycks.
Yeah, Zoldyck!
He almost never tells anyone that, but just decided to now.
Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. They're like partnered with a really pro hunter.
Apprenticeship type deal.
Yeah. No, you did not.
Montaurus.
I'll call him Mon. Keeping it simple. Thank you.
Mon and gone.
Stick dinner.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Prep the dinner.
Yep. Banana
Cavaro.
And
puppy.
Dog.
Yeah, that is a dog. Yes.
Don't let that thing near the ants. I swear to God, if you kill that dog.
Podungo and Lynn.
Of the sighting. Oh.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're connecting it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. With a 99% match?
Yeah. Maybe he's intentionally not letting them know everything right now.
Sure.
Because it's not something he wants to just share with everyone.
Yeah.
Wait. He was.
That's right, because they could have gone real far.
The Asian continent.
Uh-huh.
Wow! Impressive! Okay.
How would they even quantify what 200 years worth of work
is? For
one
person. They did it as a team, essentially. Remember?
Sure.
What they would have been able to do in 200 years, they did in less than that because they're pro hunters.
Well, yeah. No, I get that.
Oh, okay.
But.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa. So someone else had interacted with the Chimera Ants prior to them getting quarantined.
So someone might be helping it?
Someone might be involved.
Or at least they tried to help it. The Chimera Ant could have eaten them.
That's true. So there might be one already out.
Well, I think that's the queen.
Oh, crap. Dang.
So that's Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole exoskeleton doesn't really go well with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Whoa.
Okay.
Dang. And that was where they started with that bit.
Right.
Okay. Jeez. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's like, why would you want to do that? But okay, yeah.
He's probably thinking, it's too dangerous to leave them in this area.
Well,
Like
no,
by
he'd probably tell them to leave, but he would escort them out. It's a question of whether or not they would go all the way with them, you know?
Right.
Right. I like how gregarious Killua has gotten since his time at the Hunter exam, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's able to kind of introduce himself pretty naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner is a...
Okay.
he's quite a meal of a character.
Yeah. It's quite the mouthful.
Yeah, exactly. Aw. Did you see that look Killua was given to Gon when they said good friends?
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. And now back here. Oh, this poor bat. It just doesn't know. Ugh. Yep.
And then the other bat with its sonar is like, nope, I'm leaving.
Yep. Jeez. Oh,
Well, yeah.
it's gonna go swim.
If
Find like some like sharks or something.
it can swim, that'd be terrifying.
That would be terrifying. The scariest things are always underwater. Like, it's true, guys. Right.
It'd also
But then it would
a lot
need more food. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
That's true.
A lot of times being smaller helps.
Smart one. Very
Okay,
smart.
are we going to talk about that unique nature?
I don't think they know. I think that's the point. They're not able to divine everything just by
Phagogenesis.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so they do know this. Oh, well, that's
Wonderful.
wonderful.
Like Nen, maybe?
Yeah, yep. Ah, crap.
Wonderful.
That's not a lot, actually. I grabbed a crab. Oh, dang. Oh, jeez.
Wow. Okay.
Someone needs to call an exterminator quick. Like,
Yeah.
an exterminator hunter, because this is going to be a problem.
Oh, any species she particularly likes to extinction.
Whoa!
So we've got an Ungoliant, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not a class 1 extermination?
Right. I don't know if they want to risk that yet. Yep.
Yeah.
Kite knows some things and he's intentionally not telling them. Because
Probably
he's
to not
smart.
scare the
Not
kids.
to scare them.
Yep.
Not to make them worry.
Aw.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Don't expect that to happen twice.
Well, no, the snake's gonna go and run into the Chimera Ant now. And then you can just...
Or the Chimera Ant's gonna get them.
Oh, always keep you safe.
Now let's take a shortcut by the caves, though.
Okay, so...
This looks like kind of a similar area.
Yeah. Oh, so cute. There's some really cool purple. The hair, the flowers. The little thing in the corner there.
What if a big ant shows up?
Oh.
You never can tell with anime characters.
Yeah. Oh, man. They're just setting this up, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
crunch. Oh, it's bipedal.
Holy crap.
Okay. I wonder if it ever eats its children.
I think
as a
that
way
might,
to get sustenance in a pinch.
that might be a little redundant, but if anything, by the power of might makes right, she can lead them probably by, I'm the strongest, so...
Sure.
Oh!
Yeah, those aren't ants anymore.
No. No, they're not.
But they're soldier ants.
Yeah.
So go out and get it.
Yeah. Crap.
Okay. Right.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's go out to the well and get a drink of water.
But just like any kind of plague and stuff, if it shows signs too early of being...
That's true. Oh, it's probably because they don't have a dad.
Oh, sure.
Usually the little girl will say that to the dad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is killing me.
I'm just hoping that it'll be the mom that's dead and they come back and the mom's dead.
We're such psychos. We're like, please just don't kill the... well.
Well, okay.
All right. Crap. Nope, it's crab.
So use the secret technique of
running away. Yep.
And run in different directions.
It's going to suck, but one of you has to die.
And he'll probably go after the brother because he's bigger.
Yeah. Is this where Hunter gets really dark?
Are they really going to do this? Or is the mom going to...
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
They...
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Have a taste for humans now.
Okay.
Yep. Wonderful.
Inkoshi. Podungo Lapoi.
Now I feel like the reason why we're getting names for all these other characters
is because they're all gonna die.
They're all gonna get eaten. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right.
So we might get we might get to the queen actually relatively quickly.
Sure. harass the Zerg spawn point, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
That's true.
I feel like that's the smart one. Oh, smart.
Nice. But the dog's probably... Oh.
Yeah,
they're bringing this back. Awesome.
Yes. It's going to be like stronger than the dogs.
That was like 50 episodes ago or more.
Yeah.
60. Gon does the same thing.
Well, yeah, it came from the water.
Right. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, yes, it would be hard to find, but it would want to hide somewhere, so a cave would make sense, you know.
But they know that it's probably along the beach somewhere in this general.
They're
area.
gonna split
the party. Yeah,
splitting the party. That never goes wrong.
Yep. I think they all have communicator devices, though.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep, they split the party. Yep.
They very much split the
party.
party.
They split the party.
Okay.
I feel like Kite's actually like he knows way more.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like,
oh yeah, he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to get the kids far away from here, and then I'm going to come back, maybe with Gon and Killua.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a flying one?
Oh.
Yeah, because the bat.
Crap.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait, that one has a humanoid look.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's...
Oh, this is moving too fast.
And was it communicating telepathically?
Well, it has probably a telepathic, connection with their own.
Oh, joy. All right.
Wow. This is straight up like what I was thinking of with the cell thing and everything.
But this is better because...
This is way better,
It's minions that can be sent out and things like that. Like, an army is going to be built.
Yeah. Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. Alright, we don't watch this.
I get the feeling it's going to get worse, though.
In terms of, like
the whole thing of Kite spheres being realized, it's like, oh, just wait.
Well, I think if he's the specialist that would know a lot about how this kind of thing works out, yeah, he would do the numbers in his head relatively quickly and just be like,
this is bad.
This is a really big problem.
Right.
Because that's the thing I'm not getting. I think this is why Kite, I think, knows more. I said class 1 quarantine, right?
Yeah.
But those were the nests.
Right.
This queen is outside quarantine.
Right.
Theoretically. They haven't found anything yet.
Right. But yeah.
But it's one of those things where the zombie outbreak kind of thing where you get that first sign of something that could potentially end the world, and then you go, should I hit the button that moves, the world to essentially high alert?
Right.
No, that's too much of an inconvenience. Wow. Okay. Well, we found out what the Chimera Ants can do. What they're literally doing.
Yep. Kerrigan is building her horde, and
we have a brood queen building a brood.
Right.
And that is actually a prerequisite to bringing up the king. So one of the things that will be a problem for the Chimera Ants in particular is that their hunger could be their undoing, and that they're going to essentially draw this alert. Well, people will be like, please get a hunter to this area. There have been people getting abducted, and we don't know why. And then someone will be put to investigate it, and then they'll probably die. Right. And then things will spiral out of control.
But because Kite is already on it, that means that it's already in capable hands, so they can basically skip that whole segment where a bunch of incompetent hunters are getting eaten.
Exactly.
And people are trying to figure out what's going on.
Right. I'm sure that some hunters, regardless of whether or not they're incompetent, will get eaten. And that's the terrifying thing, is that what we found out with this phagogenesis is that... they imbibe the traits of the thing that they ate and pass that on to the previous host in kind of the survival of the fittest, strongest reproduction reproduction of the fittest. Yes, it's actually more along the lines of the Borg from Star Trek than
and if they ever
anything else.
Are able to assimilate Nen into the king, that would be ridiculous.
Well, I think you forgot about the other problem is that we thought 1 to 5 eggs, that's not that many, but 1 to 5 Nen users, that could be an issue, a slight issue. And the other thing that's a real problem here is there don't seem to be many of the defect births that are generally, the case with mutations.
Right, because it's sci-fi stuff.
It's sci-fi stuff. But I think what would be cool is to see the defects actually happen. See some people that they birth have defects, and then they go, well, you're just going to get eaten.
And recycle.
Recycle and rinse, repeat. Because if the king is essentially the pinnacle of their evolution, which I'm guessing this is basically the goal of the queen, is you start a brood, spread the love, essentially. Make a ton of little ones, have them go bring you more food, you get bigger, make bigger little ones, essentially, to go get bigger food, and rinse, repeat, repeat, until we hit this
singularity,
this threshold, and
critical
then we
mass.
make a king, and then the king, this is where I'm a little bit worried, is will the king enhance the reproduction process at all? And I think the king will. So
Possibly.
the king just kickstarts a new generation, and then that makes all the kids of the queen and the king even scarier. So it's not really where really where the king is this end all be all. The king is just the next starting point.
And that can make a lot of sense, because one of the things that when you look at, say, the Chimera Ants that Killua and Gon saw, right? These are pretty scary, right? But they're not exactly something that in and of themselves I would assume to be some, class 1 quarantine thing.
For sure.
I would assume that, when they think about that, it's more of because those things could then turn into something like the queen or whatever, right? Or something beyond that.
Right.
So, and I guess the question of why these things haven't been exterminated, probably just too tough, whatever.
Or one of the most common things with people who are in the science kind of side of things with discovering something in these sci-fi stories or fantasy stories.
They want to harness it?
No, they don't want to harness it, but they value, one, the life of the organism. There's nothing evil about Chimera Ants.
Right, it's just that, they might...
This is just their nature. They don't have any, moral, whatever here. They're creatures. But the crazy thing is that, there's also that pride of, no, we're just going to observe and we can handle this.
Oh, right, yeah.
We don't need to worry about the implication stuff, because that's a 1 in a billion, chance probability.
We don't need to eliminate the 1 in a billion chance that our species could be wiped out.
Well, I think that's the thing, though. Species of humanity getting wiped out isn't on the radar yet.
Right, exactly.
It's that weird, yes, if all these really ridiculous things...
Theoretically,
yeah.
And but we would see signs of something like that happening way before we'd actually be in any danger. We'd be able to stop
because there's the whole
it.
thing about speed, time, and the reproductive process and all that. So Kite, I think, is smart. He realizes that they're dealing with something that's potentially a really big problem.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of a thing of Kite, we don't know what his motivation is yet. This is one of the things that I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't done yet. If you notice, Kite was given character depth, but he wasn't given character motivation. So his goal is to do his job.
Right.
That's his goal.
Yeah, and he's got the kids that he's watching out for as he's doing it.
Right, and so far, the only reason we know why he does this job is because he enjoys it. Like,
sure.
We've seen that he enjoys that job.
Yeah.
But one of the things that, we don't know of is if it came down to a conflict of whether or not he thinks for himself, whether or not he thinks for the general world, whether or not he has some desire to see the evolution of the Chimera Ants come about.
That would be pretty crazy.
I'm not going to label Kite a villain or anything like that.
I don't think that's what's going to happen because, if nothing else, because of the ties that he has to Gon's dad.
Oh, I don't think Gon's dad is a good or a bad guy.
I
don't think being associated with Gon's dad makes anyone a good or a bad guy. Or basically not a bad guy in this specific instance here.
I would say I would be surprised if they made him be a bad guy.
Oh, Jing?
No, not Jing.
Kite?
Kite.
Well, I don't think that he's a bad guy. I just think he might be the kind of person who doesn't well, okay. Here's the thing.
Like, he seems really concerned. He doesn't seem
concerned,
interested, right?
But the thing is, I don't see him calling the Hunter organization to be like, we have a potential problem here. I see him kind of cavorting around with some would-be kind of hunters in training kind of thing.
What he could be doing, and this would be sort of like a story reason of why he isn't doing that right now, because the arc just started, right?
And he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Right, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. So he's
can't blame him for that.
So he's like, okay, there's this thing, there's a queen that's probably about 2 meters. That's an issue. It could start eating people. I'm going to try and find out where it is or more about it, whatever. Sure. And then once that happens, then he'd probably call the Hunter organization and be like, okay, we need some people to come in and
I'm probably wrong, and in the
exterminator.
Exactly. In the very next episode, he's probably going to get some more hunters in on this to help him. And that's why he went back to York New. It's a pretty central city for communication, interacting with more hunters and stuff. Yeah, they could probably be coming back to this area with some tracking hunters.
Sure.
Like maybe we need some legit people to go and find out where these ones could be, and the tracking hunters could be the ones that find the Chimera Ants first and then die.
Right. Yeah, and hopefully they are in a group or have some sort of thing so that when they die, people know, oh, there it is.
One of the things that kind of came to my attention relatively quickly was the Queen. Whoever voice acts the Queen, I actually want to give them props for the voice acting abilities, because there's no mouth moving or anything like that. There's some kind of telepathic thing going on here. But you notice the way in which she talked seemed panicky.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I might be reading into this a little bit, but I think the Queen recognizes the mortality of her existence. Exactly.
Right, and the idea that her one true purpose is to propagate the species and get
to pass on
and make it so that they can get to that next level, pass on the torch to the next king and queen or whatever.
And then she's just gonna die.
Sure.
So I don't see the Queen actually being this great big threat. What the Queen represents
is the
potential bigger threat.
Right.
And what I think of immediately in this is I think of kind of if a mother had 7 kids.
Sure.
And she had to feed all of them through the winter, but she is sick and she's going to die before the winter's over. So she needs to set them up the best way possible so that when she dies, this whole species doesn't die.
Well, and you don't even really need to think about it from the standpoint of if there's a mom that's going to die. Just parents in general, one of the things that they want to be able to do is set their kids up so that, their ceiling becomes their kid's floor. Right? So that's one of the most basic things for just animal creatures in general.
Right, but if they're okay, here's the difference between where they're at right now is they're ants, okay?
Yeah.
And you look at them and you go, oh, they're bugs, they're vermin. But I have the idea that if they keep this going, they're eventually going to look more human than actually ant-like.
Especially since they're going to be eating way more humans and
way
other
more
things.
humans. Yeah. So what there will be, and this is something I'm very interested in how Gon and Killua, as our main characters, are going to deal with this, is they're eventually going to have to deal with these things, especially if they, become a big problem.
Yes.
I don't think Gon has ever has he ever
directly killed a person?
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of times where maybe what he did should have killed somebody.
Sure.
But no,
okay.
I don't think so.
He fought Genthru quite well in that regard.
Right.
But
and
he wanted to save his life. Mm-hmm. If the ants end up becoming to where it's like the one we just saw that had the human traits, I'm like, that's basically human already.
Right. Yeah.
It looks more like a mutant human. But the thing is, the head is fully human. Eventually, what passes as a human and a Chimera Ant will be kind of
right.
And then there has to be the question brought up, probably by the main characters, because they're the one that would do this. Is
this genocide?
So is this genocide? Because that's the thing.
It'd be genocide to prevent a genocide. So does that make it okay?
Right. Right. I'm sensing some moral questions here. But what is it? The line is when faced with
extinction, every alternative is preferable.
Yes,
that's a Rooster Teeth.
I know it's a Rooster Teeth line written by a character in Red vs. Blue, and it's hilarious to bring it up. But if the world of HunterxHunter, humanity essentially, and HunterxHunter was faced with extinction, would every alternative be preferable? And would they truly actually be
Civil War.
But would they truly be able to exterminate them all if it got to the point where the ants were indistinguishable from people?
Well, maybe Cylons. What do you do?
I'm just thinking this story went from all right, this is a cool premise to my God! I want to analyze way in depth.
They could go a lot of different directions with this.
I feel like I'm going way too deep into certain specific things that I wanted to.
But I think they I would not be surprised at all if something like that came up, especially with how stubbornly I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but with Gon's nature, right, being very optimistic, power friendship sort of stuff, and very, very stubborn on those points. Okay. What happens if say Kill was Gon, at this point we should really just start killing them all, and Gon's but this one's nice.
Oh sure. So we get the queen passes on the genes and what have you, and now the species has no real worries about survival. It's more of a question of what will they do with their existence and stuff. So you could get good Chimera Ants.
Potentially.
You could get ones
I don't know how the telepathy
but no, works. But that's the thing is it could get into the genetics aspect of it where nature and nurture in particular, where you could get someone that has the genes that, inclines them a little bit more on the nature side of things towards a passive side of things. I don't have the desire to eat, consume, and propagate the species as much. I want to understand what makes me an individual,
and that's actually a great
really
point,
interesting.
Because if they take the traits of the things that they consume and they start consuming just humans, how much do they start to resemble humans?
Right.
Because if they start to resemble humans a lot, they could also lose some of the ability to consume and reproduce in that manner. They could lose some of who they are themselves. So
this is the kind of stuff I love. HunterxHunter
we are
just
probably so off in the weeds.
I know, but HunterxHunter just went full on sci-fi in a not sci-fi kind of way, almost like an alien kind of way. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was. There was a rock that fell in the ocean.
Sure.
And it was just a little microorganism.
Although they have all kinds of weird creatures in here so far, like shapeshifters and things that. Those tigers that have unicorn sticks coming from their heads that they use for the fire or whatever.
The one thing that I'm actually a little bit curious about is I want to look at phagogenesis and see if there are actually any creatures in real life that actually have that type of property attached to them. I think there are mild forms of it in certain other things, but
I could potentially see that.
I could also see it being a completely made-up thing. But if we think about in the HunterxHunter world, there is the possibility that it is a thing that they have seen before in other things, and they're like, oh, this uses phagogenesis much like that other thing.
Right.
Then it would seem less alien.
Sure.
But they might have just been like, well, no, we've never seen anything like this, but we just noticed when it encountered other ants in particular.
Right. Well, here's the other thing. Okay, so they said 1 to 5 per batch, per litter or however.
We don't know if that was per
hatching
day or per...
What is the cycle of that? Because quite frankly, how many doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
How often? Like, is this once a year? Is this once a month? Is this once a week?
I'm getting the vibe it's like once a week or something.
Because here's the thing. There were a lot more than 1 to 5 in there.
There were like 20 eggs, I think.
Yeah, and if you were to average 15. Out 1 to 5, that means you're talking an average of 3 per time, potentially less considering that she wasn't getting very good food at the start. So...
And once they start getting humans...
This
is actually one of the things that's a very interesting thing to bring up, because human beings, if we think about, I think we're not really like discussing the episode when we're discussing this whole concept of the ants, and that's fine.
I think that's mostly what it did though, because it was just basically taking everything and opening it up. Because this is it's a mystery where we know a lot of what's going on,
but the characters don't.
Right. And it's about what the characters will do to respond to this thing as they discover it, and how the growing threat will, how much it will grow by the time they figure out how to properly respond to it.
Right. But this is a thing in a lot of sci-fis in particular, is they deal with the idea of having a species that is the dominant species on a celestial body, so like Earth in particular.
Sure.
But we never really, at least in thousands and tens of thousands of years or what have you, we have not had to cull another species for our own survival.
Oh.
So, but this is the thing though. When a species interacts with another species that begins to, assert its dominance in the food chain, so to speak, and be
no one likes to be eaten.
Right. It's the thing of when the dominant species begins to get eaten by another suddenly introduced species at an alarming rate.
The dominant species will want to kill every last one of that eating.
But also the ecosystem changes dramatically.
There
are a lot of instances. Yes, there are a lot of instances in some islands or some kind of localized environments where a new species of animal was introduced,
like the wolves in the forest or whatever.
Even the vermin, species like rabbits to Australia. It can destroy an entire area in a very small period of time.
Especially when with the case of rabbits, they breed very quickly.
So now we have in almost always Chimera ants, from what we've seen thus far, unless they have some kind of inherent weakness, which they probably will in some way, are completely superior to humans in almost every way.
Right, and it's almost like, how are there any hives where they're still in that small form? Because you'd think by now all of them would be evolved to some degree or other, because it takes such a small amount and then they just explode.
That's why I don't think that they're ants.
Gotcha.
I think that this
ants, it's like, that...
No, that's the thing, is that they were discovered when they were in ant form.
Okay.
And they could have been anything. They could have been a microorganism.
Yeah, it could have been a microorganism that basically ate a bunch of ants.
Or one ant.
Yeah, or one ant or whatever. And then just started going from there.
Underground, maybe.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
I'm very excited about this, because I don't think I've ever seen a story, especially a pseudo fantasy kind of story, where there was a zombie type kind of alien outbreak of sorts that ended up being a big threat within the story and
sure.
had like all these other things involved as well. It's usually the entire premise for a story is to have some
or it's
kind
just some small little thing that doesn't
right, like The Walking Dead is a big TV show.
Yeah.
This is like The Walking Dead as like, oh, this is just a thing that's gonna start happening. We had like 70 episodes of good story before this, and now we're just all of a sudden.
One other thing, so
It's crazy.
I mean, can we talk about the fact that they did actually kill the 2 kids?
Yeah. They're setting the tone, Jacob.
Oh yeah, I know.
They're setting the tone.
And like I kind of saw this coming.
Yep.
I didn't expect them to actually kill kids like that, but
They
I mean,
didn't show it.
They didn't show it, yeah. But hey, that's a way to basically say this is what we're doing for this arc. You know, we've foreshadowed it a lot.
Right. This show has always been relatively violent in showing like limbs getting torn off, blown off. Uvogin's death, you know, was
Killua pulling the heart out of.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah. There's a whole ton of things that have happened like that. But one of the things that this show seemed to be in the beginning was kind of kid friendly in how it would handle complex themes, but kind of childproof it a little bit.
And
it feels like we've grown up with the story along with
which means
Gon and Killua.
Which means it's going to be very exciting because Gon is a main character.
Yes.
Is a great main character because he does that whole power of friendship thing in a way that makes a lot of sense because he's a little kid. And if he did have powers like that, then yeah, of course he would hold on to this power of friendship thing. But that might be about to be put to the test.
I am very excited in particular about Gon and Killua's friendship being a huge thing that gets them through this thing. Because I think it is going to. I think in particular, though, this is where it's going to get the most tested.
Yeah. I would also like to see if, because this ends up becoming, you know, probably a worldwide epidemic, if they bring back Kurapika and Leorio.
Well,
you know,
if you think about it,
like if all hands on deck.
Yeah, if this becomes anything bigger than because you know what? That's another thing they subtly mentioned. They mentioned they're on the Asian continent, basically, Asia.
Right, I'm guessing
the big continent.
Oh,
now
once they get to land, they can just go everywhere.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Them setting the tone for like this is the worst body of land for the Chimera Ants to be on. Meaning there's probably like billions of people on this continent or what have you. That means that if that continent was threatened, the whole world would go, okay, our continent is doing the isolationist thing. We are going to bunker ourselves and we're just going to let you guys die. And these guys are like, we're going to drop nukes on you of like Nen proportion nukes. And then this continent is like, we're going to team up with this one and we're going to go save these people and bring people that aren't infected yet into our...
The whole isolationist thing kind of breaks down once the zombie virus can fly. But
my point is that they're all going to decide what to do. And I think that is where, yes, every single character we've ever been introduced to could potentially be brought in.
Zushi.
Yep.
Hanzo.
Bisky. You know, the Hunters. The Phantom Troop. Like, literally everyone.
The cooking hunter, you know, at the beginning and all those people. Yeah.
And this is them setting up, this saying, we're going to kill kids. And that's just where we're going to start off.
Right.
This is the arc where this is the arc where people die.
Right. And they're killed. And when they're killed, they die.
Well, that's the thing. I think that we might have overextended a little bit of our theory making, but the reason why I don't think we have is because this is 2 episodes in.
Right, this is 2 episodes in, also, what else did they do? Because like with things like, say, Game of Thrones, for instance, whenever they kill off characters, I then look to see when they introduce characters because they need to keep the roster fresh, right? That way they have ammunition.
Right.
Now, in this episode, they introduced a bunch of kids into the story. We haven't really seen, and they called them kids, even though some of them didn't actually look like kids. And this is at the very beginning of the story. And they're using to introduce a bunch of them. And they haven't really introduced a bunch of kids in Hunter x Hunter yet. Like, not really. So...
It's not looking good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, all right, this checklist to kill dossier, you know,
the bloodthirsty writer within me is, like, getting, like, excited. Just, like, I just want to say, though, like, I really like Game of Thrones, and I really love large ensemble cast character shows.
Because you can just
kill off tons of them. And
yeah.
I have a list. Let's just say. In Hunter x Hunter, I have a list of characters who I would love to see go down in a blaze of glory.
Or like, just in a gut-wrenching, like, how are they now gone? Not gone, but, I mean, if they want to get really creative and avant-garde.
No, but, like, Kurapika was one of them way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, for the Yorknu arc.
Yeah, I wanted to see Kurapika die.
Yeah, that would have been...
just a blaze of glory.
Yeah. Yeah, right to the heart, just... Yeah. Leorio better not die.
In particular, I actually think Leorio is going to be one of the people to help try and, like, cure
because
he's a doctor.
He's going to be a doctor and all that.
I also think that there are a lot of people in the Hunter x Hunter universe who, in particular, might, like find this kind of like a sport kind of thing.
Sure.
Like Hisoka might find this kind of like a something strong and something like
here's what I'm curious about.
What's that?
What if this ended up being becoming a worldwide epidemic, right? Mm-hmm. And then people ended up basically specifically developing their nen abilities for combating these things.
Ooh, so, kind of like Kurapika did with the Phantom Troop.
Exactly. But let's say someone like Kurapika or whatever gets the idea, I'm a manipulator.
Okay.
I'm going to create a nen ability that allows me to take control of a Chimera Ant. But here's the thing. Then I also get control of its offspring or something like that.
Oh, that sounds a little bit scary.
Like maybe, but the thing is, like, you could have people that start doing stuff like that, or just whatever, you know, because...
Right, the ecosystem is going to change.
Oh, yeah. A lot of things are going to get... The balance is going to go topsy-turvy.
The one thing I'm actually a little bit... I haven't gone into critiquing anything about this yet because I feel like we're just honing in on this. The episode introduced the characters. It set up the overall arc of the story, and that's good. And I don't think we really need to talk too much about that. But in the theory side of things, I am a little bit worried in how you end a story like this.
Oh.
Because you remember how in Yorknu in particular, probably the best arc we've seen, so far. It ended in a way that was a subversion on the climactic battle kind of thing. Yeah,
it was kind of anticlimactic, but they figured out a way to make it work.
It was
and
so
be really,
good.
Really good.
It was an amazing ending. But in this one, if you can't have an anticlimactic
world
ending thing if the world is threatened to be in danger.
Sure. Well, the way they could potentially make it be an anticlimactic thing is that it's something where they end up coming to peaceful terms with the Chimera Ants.
But that's the thing. I think that's a possibility. Mm-hmm. But I almost feel like the way they can make this be a
really dark,
not an anticlimactic thing, kinda, is you go for a little bit more of a darker ending, where the Chimera Ants not win, but they get what they want.
Okay.
And then it's basically a thing of like, all right, you guys have your land. We're just not going to mess with you. You guys do your thing, and there's that. And it's then more of a thing of like...
That would be insane.
Like, that's where I think the ultimate subversion would be. But I'm worried about them finding a way to end this properly.
Sure.
Because I don't think Hunter x Hunter is the type of show that would have our characters just suddenly go on an extermination thing and have it be the horrors of war kind of thing and just killing those who we've demonized to be evil, kind of thing. Which I think would be cool, but I think Hunter x Hunter is more ambitious than that, and therefore they have more of a chance to do the not so safe ending.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. The idea that Hunter x Hunter keeps us on our toes. They make a point to keep us on their toes, even from the standpoint where when the ways we expect them to keep us on our toes.
Right.
They still mix it up.
Yeah. So in particular, I'm really excited for this. God, this is so cool.
This is gonna be cool.
I'm gripped already, and in a way, I'm kind of terrified because the show basically told us with the death of those two kids that people are gonna die.
Yeah,
people gonna die, and we're okay with that. Meaning I'm saying the show people are.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. This is going to be intense.
It's going to be intense.
I mean, it already is. But.
Yeah. If you want to see the next 2 episode reactions right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Get on early access.
Do that.
Also comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about stories or whatever. And we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.